There is a message coming through today from me to you. The power of 3 resonates within our body. If you are here today, the guidance comes from deep within your own soul. This guidance is not meant to be understood, but felt at the depth of your own body. Allow the answers to form when they do. And leave what you don't understand behind. When the time is right, it will feel right in your heart. And maybe you'll come back to re-listen, and relearn, and re-understand. Namaste to all you cosmic souls. I am reading for Ki Collective today. Ki is another name for prana, spelled as Chiqi. Basically speaking about the life force energy that flows through all of us and all around us, keeping us alive. My name is Ruchita, and today I will be your guide, your reader. I come from a space of love, grace, and protection. Let us begin the reading today. We are in this journey together, both you and me. With that, we grow with each other. And with the power of 3. Let the answers come through as they do. This mosquito wants to be a part of the reading too. Of course, of course. We first have the womb. You know what I'm craving right now? So there's a store called the Copper Moon, and they have these beautiful round card holders. That would be so beautiful right now. Receive apocalypses. Interesting. It's almost like clarity within chaos. So that's why I'm here. When I was beginning the reading, I opened a card deck to pick a guidance card for myself. And the word that came through was universal clarity. So this message is not only for me, but for all of us who are in this collective together, who are growing together, who are learning together. Give, given, gone. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wonder what is going to come through. So, okay. Very, very interesting. So where do we begin? Let's begin with the womb, yeah? Let me get my card holder. This is not the card holder I was talking about, but this is just for you to be able to see the card properly. You're being called to honor your feminine side. So where would this begin? Imagining yourself as loved is a very good place to start. Loved just by you, loved by the universe, loved by God, loved by Shiva. For some reason I felt like saying that, so Adi Shakti. You see a fire, a passion sort of brewing here. Consider that Mother Earth also have a mother. Imagine her. So, you are your own mother. How would you love yourself? You have to step out of where you are. Look at yourself as a mother and give your child that love. Just imagine it. And then come back to yourself and tell yourself, I love you. From the guidebook. Everything has an origin story. Contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning. The mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It is a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. She is the life-giving force that forgives and cherishes even the most wounded and disparate soul. Not desperate, it's disparate, D-I-S-P-A-R-A-T-E. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It's beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. So, I just completed last night a womb healing session for my own self through a beautiful channel who calls upon the Akashic records and guides us through womb healing. I will link her video down below if you are called to do that. It releases any kind of traumas you may have gone through in the belly as an embryo, just when you were conceived, before the embryo stage. You know, all of those little stages before you come into life itself. And that would be a beautiful place to begin your journey into your own healing and your own motherhood. And to understand that not just mother, but the mother's 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 mother. Right? We're going all the way back. Now we will integrate these cards, but this is the beginning of the reading. Next we move to receptivity. So let's keep this rose quartz back. They're all rose quartz hearts. Apocalypses. What is that? Apocalypses. Okay. Now, what does this look like to you? Just look at the card for a second before I read it through and see what comes through to you. Let me zoom in a little bit. And what do you see? I can see a couple of things. I want you to tell me what you see in the comments below. And maybe we're looking at the same things, you never know. Hey, that rhymed. That rhymed. Very cool. Okay. Now I'll tell you what I see. And I hope you've already typed in what you have seen through this image. I see an eye in the middle. I see flames burning at the four corners. I see a spider web-like structure. It's so beautifully structured and articulated. It looks confusing at first, but when you look really closely, it's like intricately organized. It's like it may look chaotic from afar, but when you look at it, really look at it, it's kind of like the all-seeing eye. You know, I'm called to say, you know, the neural pathways around your pineal gland, which used to be an eye, but over time it's just your place of intuition. It's not a real eye over there. So the symbol that draws you in the most kind of tells you what you're trying to maybe look at a lot of times. Okay, if you hear any bell sounds, that's my cat walking around in the reading space. This card brings a strong relationship to Aletheia. So I just looked it up, and Aletheia can refer to the Greek word for truth, unconcealment. Oh my, wow. I can't believe it. So I was about to post a story. I was just lying down, sort of giving my body some rest, because a lot of things have been happening in the collective energy. So my body needed some rest. And I wanted to post a story saying a kind of truth is coming to you. Some truth is coming to you. And I guess it's coming through this video. Aletheia is also the goddess of truth, counterpart to the Roman Veritas, that I think appear in games like the God of War, if you play. All kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypses. So if your time has been really chaotic and confusing and all over the place, you may find a truth within that all, the all-seeing eye, right? So within all of that chaos here, the all-seeing eye looks at the truth. So look in between all of that and ask yourself, there's an opportunity in all of this. What is it that I'm not seeing? And tell yourself, or just talking to yourself, you know, solutions come to me effortlessly, and they really do. You can trust me on that. But you need to trust yourself too. And then you can trust me. But first, trust yourself. From big lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets, brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. Interesting. So this is from the guidebook I'm reading. Removing the veil of deception. This indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. So disparate means of different kinds, just different. The word came up twice, so I thought I'll just give you a meaning, because I had to look it up. This full moon, since the full moon, some of you may have already experienced it. For a lot of you, this kind of a energy is slowly coming in, because the collective energy sort of has been initiated a little earlier, because it is really intense. And it's like your mind is pulling you towards one place, your body is pulling you toward one place, and your intuition is, caught up somewhere in between, which is why we have the all-seeing eye. So you have something pulling you this side, something pulling you that side, and you have the truth right in between all of that. Now the first is a lifting of the veil. This means the truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, the element of despair and grief follows. It's almost like a soul grief. Your soul is grieving something. Your soul is feeling like something is complete, over. And you're like, thank God, I'm safe now. It's over. At the same time, Cleo, yes, at the same time, there will be some interference. 1 second. Cleo, please move. Okay. Thank you. So at the same time, there can also be there will possibly be a lot of grief that comes along with it. There is also regeneration, a rebirth that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. Because if the truth was veiled, while your intuition already knew that truth, it's kind of come into light, and you're like, I knew this, but ouch, it hurts. Thank God, now I know for sure. But ouch, it hurts. And then you're completely reborn because that part is completely over now. The cycle is complete. The cycle is completely closed. The narrative, the old one, breaks. The old timeline is now over. And a new story forms. Apocalypse. Why do I keep saying apocalypse? If I can speak, apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fires, which is why we have the fires here. Devastation for the sake of regeneration. So, internal disorder is a necessary step towards divine reorganization. Let what needs to happen, happen. So this is, I'm reading this from a sticky note I have, which sort of aligns with what we're talking about here. The old narrative breaks, a new story forms. Apocalypse's energy lifts the veil, and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. You are born. You are reborn. I absolutely love that. It's so beautiful. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. Because that is the only way, baby. That is the only way. Hold on to yourself. Give yourself the love, because, well, it's yours. It's a part of you, that love. This was really beautiful. The unknown becomes the known and guides the way. Now, are you ready for our next card? Because I totally am. I'm actually very intrigued by what this card will bring. So we have the Siren. Hi, Siren. How are you doing? Now, while I give this a pause, what are the elements that you first notice? What are the elements that your eyes kind of just fall upon? Are you drawn to the colors? Are you drawn to the mermaid tail? Are you drawn to that egg at the top? Are you drawn to the name? What is it? It's a very interesting energy. So it's like conditions, constraints, and rules. The siren laughs at them. What is that? Explore things that are taboo, that are taboo in the sense things that are not practiced by people. And I don't think anything is necessarily taboo. It's more like it's a condition formed by human perception, right? It's not something, I mean, rules are formed by humans. Okay, this is something to explore in thought, because one can say so many things about this. So let's begin the reading. The nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy, they often come in sets of three as a trinity of temptation. Okay. So we invoked the power of 3 today, right? That's why we have 3 cards and 3 hearts. So let's bring this heart here. Okay, so this is a sort of a calling. It's something sensual, gentle, ancient, and magnetic. So the energy of a nymph, which is a nature spirit in Greek mythology, and they're usually connected to rivers or trees, and they're sort of in the stage of metamorphosis, in the in-between stages. So the energy comes off as natural, instinctive, and more of a body-led sensuality. Now the fae, the fairies' energy. So it would depend on the kind of fairies that you're drawn to, because some are as big as us and some are little, like Tinkerbell. They have like playful light magic and they have subtle dimensional shifts within them. Now the siren, she has a voice of calling. You want to listen to her. And her energy is magnetic. And the truth spoken through a siren is spoken from the depths. Together, all of these 3, they create the archetype of a soft power with inevitability. As in, it's gonna happen. The siren calls and the world spins from the guidebook. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, down, down to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be railed to find out our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option. Unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. So it's kind of saying that you move through the temptations and then you find yourself through all of that. Also, Odysseus is the only man who hears the sirens fully and lives. All of the others avoid them with wax in their ears, or are destroyed by them, or never truly listen to the sirens, because the sirens are actually guiding you to the depths of your own soul, in the deep dark waters of the depth of your own soul, and they pull out your desires, make you face them, and then you see your truth illuminated through all of that. Okay? So you dive really deep, you move through the journey, and then you come to the light to be reborn. It comes with the energy of, sacred curiosity, self-mastery. Like you give in to the temptations, but they do not pull you. And that is the power that the siren is teaching you. A lot of temptation, boundaries, self-mastery, sacred curiosity. Interesting. So let's look at this card more deeply. a truth that disrupts comfort, a call that you cannot unhear, an inner knowing that dismantles all possible illusion that you've built up in your mind through the perception that you've built. The siren doesn't lure you. She reveals. It destroys all false identities, strips the ego, just completely strips your ego, refuses to be aestheticized or tamed. And she exists whether or not anybody listens. She's there anyway. So there's something inside of you that is demanding to be spoken. So silence is no longer protection. You have to speak it out. You're being asked to tell the truth even if it costs you. Okay, don't hold me to that. Please be aware, because your words are extremely powerful and you have to be conscious of what you say. So those are my words. But the energy coming through is, I wouldn't. Say what you need to say and protect yourself, protect your truth. Your voice may unsettle others, and that's why it could cost you. That is not your responsibility. This card is a card of soul integrity. You may have a fear of your own voice sometimes, muting truths just to belong, just to say, like you're pleasing the people around you instead of actually speaking the truth that you know to be true. Now, you're letting others define your narrative. Now, what would Odysseus do? He would listen with structure. The siren is not interested in who survives her song. She sings because the truth must be sung. Beautiful. Now, let us integrate all of the 3 cards together. So let's go through this. I feel like there should be an integrated yoga therapy session for this, which I will maybe record later. First, receive. There's nothing to do yet. Safety comes before clarity. Then receive again. What is revealed will arrive in its own time. Do not force meaning, let it show itself. I think that's what the reading began with. Finally, give. Speak what has moved through you. Once expressed, it is complete, given, and gone. This is not a time to chase, hold, or manage truth. This is a time to host it, witness it, and release it. Whether this order is honored, the body returns to peace, and the path clears on its own. Receive, receive, give, let it go. And with that, we close today's reading. I do offer personal readings. You can find them on my website, merakihealers.com. And if you are here today and you enjoyed this reading and somehow, somewhere it connected with you, I ask you to interact with me through a like or a comment and allow us to grow together and help me reach the collective of Ki that may need to hear this too. Thank you for being here today, always with love, grace, and protection. Namaste. With that, I close the space and I close the energy circle for this reading.